In our most recent adventure together, me and my family, we went to a bunch of brand new restaurants that we've never been to. I think it was like 20 something new restaurants that we've never been to before. And because of all of that, my list of best restaurants at Walt Disney World drastically changed. Now all the vlogs of that adventure are up. I do have them all in a playlist in my channel. You can find that in my playlist section in my channel. You can also find the first video of that vlog right here in the I button above. Now, like I said, the list of best restaurants at Walt Disney World did drastically change, including my top 10. Top 10 is like basically brand new almost. And there are a lot of brand new restaurants that we went to for the first time this trip and we fell in love with, and they made their way into my top 10 list. And I felt like, you know what better video to start, this home vlog thing again after the vlogs than with a brand new updated top 10 best restaurants at Walt Disney World's list. Now, before we do jump into the top 10 list, I did have some honorable mentions. Wine Bar George at Disney Springs, Shula Steakhouse at the Dolphin Resort, and La Luce in the Hilton Head Bonnet Creek Resort. Now, those three restaurants are absolutely amazing. When we went, we fell in love with all three restaurants. They have absolutely amazing food, incredible atmospheres. We had great dining experiences there, but those three restaurants, they just didn't have enough in order to make it into my top 10 list to move any of those restaurants up there out of the top 10. But they are incredible restaurants, and if you do go to any three of them, you will have a great dining experience. Let's jump right in, and at number 10, I have The Wave at the Contemporary Resort. Now, The Wave was a restaurant that me and my family, we've gone to for many years, but in the past like 5-6 years, the only reason why we went was because they had a Christmas Day dinner. It was a buffet, and we went, it was like a Christmas Day tradition, but the quality of that buffet did start to go down a little bit, and we associated that buffet with The Wave itself, like The Wave restaurant in general. Boy, were we making a big mistake. The Wave is an incredible restaurant, and it makes its way into my top 10 because of one dish alone, their bacon and eggs. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, bacon and eggs? Well, it's not necessarily just a standard plate of like scrambled eggs and bacon. No, it's pork belly with a soft-boiled egg. Now, again, you might be thinking to yourself, well, what's so special about that? I was thinking the same thing. I kept on hearing Pete Werner from the DIS Unplugged talk about it and say it's one of the best things in Walt Disney World. And I'm like, it's pork belly and an egg. How good can it be? Oh my God, it's out of this world amazing. That is one of the best things I have ever had in my life, and one of the best things that you could order in all of Walt Disney World property. It's a small dish. It's $14, but it is jam-packed full of flavor. That egg, it's funny, in the description of the dish, it says the perfect egg. That is exactly what it is. I don't know what magic they do with that egg, but it's just out of this world amazing. Then that pork belly is super tender, cooked perfectly, has amazing flavor to it, and it all has like this maple sauce on it. Oh my God, you get that sweetness, you get that saltiness, and it's all sitting on top of an amazing bed of cheddary grits, which are the best grits I've ever had in my life. Whenever you go to The Wave, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the bacon and eggs are available. Order it. You will not be disappointed. It's funny because at first I went to The Wave and I ordered it for breakfast. I'm like, oh my God. The next day we went for dinner, I literally ordered 2 bacon and eggs. That's all I had. And just because of that dish, it's up here in my top 10. Now, at number 9, I have the Boathouse at Disney Springs. Now, I gotta say, I booked the Boathouse because I kept on hearing a bunch of people say it's one of the best restaurants on Disney World property. It's an amazing restaurant. So I'm like, I'm hearing all of this. So I booked it and I set my standards really high for it. And it exceeded all of those expectations, and it is an absolutely amazing restaurant. And I could see why some people say it is their favorite restaurant on Walt Disney World property. It is an amazing restaurant. The food that we got there, all right, we started off with their firecracker shrimp and their hoisin chili calamari. That calamari has to be one of the best calamari, if not the best calamari I've ever had, because you get the sweetness of the hoisin chili. It also has a bit of a spiciness in there. It was absolutely amazing. And then you get the firecracker shrimp, which are spicy. I cannot tolerate heat at all. Like, my tolerance for spice is like in the negatives, but it was super good. I love the spice from it. It wasn't a spice that was overbearing, but it was amazing. And the steak that I had, it was a dry aged ribeye. It was absolutely amazing. And the service as well. The service from the Boathouse was some of the best service I've ever received at Walt Disney World. I had high standards for it. I set really high standards because of what everyone was saying. So when I went, I was expecting, I'm not gonna lie, maybe I was expecting it to be a bit of a disappointment. I don't know why. I just had a feeling that I'm like, I really hope this restaurant performs, but maybe it won't perform to the standards I set for it. But it definitely did. It exceeded all of my expectations, and it was an amazing restaurant and definitely deserves to be in my top 10 list. And now we kind of make it to the section of my list, which is like family classics and untouchables, right? They're just restaurants that me and my family, we've been to for so many years, and they just have like a special place in my heart. And they're also amazing restaurants, so they deserve to be here. And number 8, I have Garden Grill. Now, I have said it a bunch of times already. I'm gonna say it again because it deserves to be said. Garden Grill is the best character dining location on Walt Disney World property. Problem that a lot of character dining locations suffer is the fact that they sacrifice food quality because of the character interactions. So you have the characters walking around meeting guests. So the restaurant focuses on that experience rather than having, high quality, high class food. Garden Grill does both. You get amazing high quality and fresh food because a lot of the ingredients that they use in the cooking is grown literally in-house. A lot of the ingredients come from the land pavilion in the greenhouse. So you get that freshness in there and you could taste the difference. You really can. So the food, you get really high quality, amazing tasting food. And on top of that, you get some of the best character interactions you're going to have on Walt Disney World property. Just meeting Chip and Dale, they're just great characters. I love them. And on top of all of that, it's not like you're going to see the characters once and that's it. No, they're going to come by your table at least 3 or 4 times throughout your entire dining experience, which just enhances it. It's really awesome. Now, I've said all of this before. I absolutely love Garden Grill, and it will always be a top 10 restaurant in my opinion. Now, number 8, we go to another family classic, Boma at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Now, Boma is a buffet. It's all you care to enjoy, and the food is a bit on the adventurous side. You do have a lot of the foods prepared with those African spices and African styles, so it is a bit adventurous, but the food that you can find there is absolutely amazing. In my opinion, the best part of Boma is the soup selections. I love a lot of soups. I've had a lot of soups in Walt Disney World, and Walt Disney World, you can find some of the best soups ever. But here in Boma, they have the absolute best soup of all time. Their chicken corn chowder. It is absolutely amazing. It's a bit spicy. You get the amazing flavor from it. I love it. And whenever we go and it's available, I have like 30 bowls of it because I just can't help myself. It's that good. And then on top of that, you have the amazing dessert selection at the end. And trust me, when you're eating amazing food and you close off your dining experience with some zebra domes and those like Kenyan coffee tarts, it doesn't hurt. And honestly, Boma has always been a family classic. We've been going to it for as long as I can remember, and it's been always consistently amazing. It will always be in my top 10. I absolutely love it. And right now it's closed, but I can't wait for it to reopen so that I could go back. At number 6, I have Sanaa at Animal Kingdom Lodge Kidani Village. Now here, Sanaa has become a family classic. I mean, we discovered this restaurant, I think like, 2.5 years ago? But ever since then, I've been back, I think like 6 or 7 times by now. It is such an amazing restaurant. I love the food. I love the service. It's absolutely amazing. It's a great atmosphere. And sitting by a table where you could overlook the savannah, you'd be eating amazing food and see like giraffes and zebras walk by. It is absolutely amazing. And the food itself, you have the king of all appetizers, the bread service, which will forever be one of my favorite things to order at Walt Disney World. You also have the poachy-inspired entree. That buttered chicken is absolutely amazing. Now, Sanaa does require a bit of a more adventurous palate. Just like Boma, you do have like those African and Indian spices in there. So if you are adventurous and you love Indian food, Sanaa is for you and you will absolutely love it. Alright, let's jump into the top 5. At a number 5, I have Le Celier in the Canada Pavilion in Epcot. Now I gotta say, Le Celier and the one that I have at number 4, they've been constantly fighting to see which one takes the number 4 and number 5 spot. But at the moment, I have Le Celier at number 5. It is an absolutely amazing restaurant. I love the food. And if you're looking for some of the best steaks on Walt Disney World property, you have to come to Le Celier. Their filet mignon is out of this world amazing. The steak itself is cooked perfectly. It is insanely tender. It has an amazing flavor to it. They put a truffle butter sauce on it, which just enhances the flavor even more. but what truly makes that dish is the mushroom risotto. That mushroom risotto is one of the best things you could find at Walt Disney World, and I'm not even a fan of mushrooms, but it is just amazing, the flavor that you get from it. And then you combine that risotto with the steak, right? You get like a big forkful of risotto on steak. Oh my god, it is one of the best entrees that you could find on Walt Disney World property. And in terms of steak dishes in general, that is my favorite on Walt Disney World property because it's just amazing. Now, at number 4, this one kind of comes to a surprise to me. I wasn't expecting it to rank this high in my rankings, but when we went, we had an incredible dining experience. It's Topolinos Terrace in the Riviera Resort. This restaurant was mind-blowingly good. I am still not over how amazing it was. I mean, in order to make it to my top 5 after going to a bunch of these amazing restaurants, it's a huge achievement, and it is an amazing restaurant. The food that we had was some of the best food that you could find on Walt Disney World property. The duck gnocchi is out of this world. I don't think I talked about it enough in my vlog, but that gnocchi was prepared amazingly, had an amazing cream sauce to it, and then that gnocchi paired with the duck that was in the plate. It was out of this world amazing. And also the olives. The olives were some of the best olives we've ever had in our lives. And the bread service in the beginning to top it all off, you know. You get that awesome pull apart like French baguette that you dip in that amazing olive oil. It's incredible. And then the filet mignon is the best filet mignon I've ever had. Well, it's tied in first with the restaurant that I have in first place, but that filet mignon was out of this world amazing. Super tender, literally melts in your mouth, an amazing flavor to it. And unlike the one from the Celier, this steak stands out by itself. You don't need anything with it in order to make it a better steak. Just the steak itself was out of this world amazing. Again, thank you to the Magic Dads for sending us to Topolinos Terrace and for convincing me to order that filet mignon, because it was absolutely amazing, and it deserves to be number 4 on my list. At number 3, I have Kappa at the Four Seasons Resort. Now, Kappa is in a restaurant that's owned by Disney, and it's in a resort that is a non-Disney owned resort either, but it is on Walt Disney World property, so I am counting it off a technicality because it definitely deserves to be here. Kappa is an amazing, incredible restaurant, and I absolutely fell in love with it when we went. To start it all off, man, we had that pulpo a la gallega. Now, I've had a couple of octopus dishes before in my life. Some I've liked, some were a bit but this one was absolutely amazing and was one of the best things I've ever had in my life. I think it could rank in like top 5 of the best things I've ever had in my life. That's how good it was. It was out of this world amazing. Again, the olives that they had here were out of this world amazing. I think they're potentially the best olives we've ever had in our lives. And for my entree, I ordered that 30-day dry aged ribeye. Oh my god, that is the best steak I've ever had in my life. I love filet mignons. All right, filet mignon is my favorite cut of steak, and whenever I see it in the menu, I'll always go for a filet mignon. But when we went to Kappa, I did choose the ribeye over the filet mignon for the fact that it was 30 days dry aged, and oh my god, the flavor that you get from it. It's literally just that amazing beef flavor into it, and it literally melts in your mouth. You know, I've always heard that term, right? Oh, it melts in your mouth. I'm like, oh, you know, that just means that steak is very tender. No. When I went to Kappa, I finally experienced what melting in your mouth is. It literally melts in your mouth. The fat of the ribeye, which is where all the flavor of the steak is, it literally just melts in your mouth. It touches your tongue and it's gone, and you get that amazing flavor from it. You don't get that weird chewy consistency that you could sometimes get from the fatter ribeye. It was heaven. It really was. It was the best steak I've ever had in my life, and it is the main reason why Kappa is number 3. Now, at number 2, this might come to a surprise to some of you. It comes to a surprise to me. I thought that there was no restaurant that could ever compete with this one, but here it is at number 2, California Grill at the Contemporary Resort. Ever since I went for the first time last year, I could not stop talking about California Grill. And to me, still, right now, I feel like it is a perfect restaurant because I have not gone and had a bad experience or had something that I've said, you know what? No. Everything that I've had in California Grill has been out of this world amazing. It's high class, high quality, amazing tasting food. Now, when I went for the first time, I ordered the charcuterie board as an appetizer and the filet mignon as an entree. That's where I made the mistake, because this time when I went, I took a different approach and I only ordered appetizers. First off, the goat cheese ravioli definitely is in my top 5 of best things I've ever had in my life, right alongside the sashimi from California Grill, because that sashimi is the best fish I've ever had in my life. It truly is. It's super fresh. It's absolutely amazing. The flavors that you get from it, all right, it's mind-blowingly good. And it's not just the food from California Grill that's amazing. The service that you get. We've gone 4 times to California Grill, 3 times to dinner, 1 time to brunch. We've had 4 different servers. All 4 servers have been absolutely amazing. It's just some of the best service that you're going to get, not just in Walt Disney World, but in any restaurant around the world. This is some of the best service ever. It's absolutely amazing. And then on top of that, you eat with an amazing view of Magic Kingdom. You get a view of the fireworks whenever they come back. It's an amazing restaurant. I love it. It's a feeling that is almost unparalleled. And it will always be in my top 5 of best restaurants on Walt Disney World property. But even with that being said, it falls to number 2, because at number 1, I have a restaurant that is beyond perfect. All right, perfect doesn't begin to explain it. It has been the best dining experience I've ever had in my life. It's Bull and Bear at the Waldorf Astoria. Again, Bull and Bear is another restaurant that's not Disney owned, and it's not in a Disney owned resort. But again, it's in Bonnet Creek. It's in the Walt Disney World property. I'm counting it off that technicality, and it definitely deserves that number 1 spot. It is just an absolutely incredible restaurant. It's mind-blowingly good. Now, when we went, I knew to have high standards. You know, it's a 4-diamond restaurant under the AAA. The WDW couple, the Magic Dads, everyone that I've seen that has gone has had an incredible dining experience. I knew to have my standards high. Oh my God. I did not... It doesn't even get close of what the restaurant actually did. It was... Oh, man. I still have dreams about that restaurant. It's absolutely everything. You know, the service was one of the things that was truly mind-blowing. We had a team of servers. It wasn't just one server. And the head server, he was great. He was super knowledgeable, super friendly. He was telling us stories, just talking with us, making sure that we had an amazing dining experience. We never had an empty plate in front of us for more than a minute. Whenever there was a dirty plate and we finished our food, they would take it immediately. Whenever our water glasses were like half full, they would come and refill. We never needed water. We never needed anything. They would come and they would change your utensils after every dish. It was truly a mind-blowing service. I mean, it's just the level of service that you get in that restaurant I've never experienced before in my life. And then on top of all of that, you have some of the best food you're going to find. The first appetizer that we had was the Wagyu Carpaccio. That is easily the best thing I've ever had in my life. Just the flavor that you got from it was on a whole nother level. And I can't wait to be back just to have like 3 of those Wagyu Carpaccios. Then you have their fried chicken, which is prepared tableside, which just adds to the experience. That fried chicken, I don't know what they do with it, but that is the best chicken in the whole wide universe. I mean, it's mind-blowingly good. You're like, well, how good can chicken be? That is how good chicken can be. All right, that is the level. That is the maximum level of chicken. Nothing could beat it. I mean, I've had a lot of chicken, nothing could beat it. Then you also have their Caesar salad, which is also prepared tableside. They make the dressing right in front of you, telling you all the ingredients, and that was the best Caesar salad we ever had in our lives. The filet mignon is tied in first with the filet mignon from Topolinos Terrace for the best filet mignon I've ever had in my life. Then the desserts were prepared in front of you, and there were some of the best desserts we've ever had. Trust me when I'm telling you, I could go on for hours talking about how amazing Bull and Bear is. And don't worry, a Bull and Bear review video will be coming your way very soon. It was the best dining experience I've ever had in my life. It deserves that number 1 spot. And I don't think any restaurant, not even Victoria and Albert's, can potentially take away that number 1 spot. It was mind-blowing. Well, let me know what you think about my list and whether or not I left out any of your favorites. I would love to hear from you. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, smash that like button and hit subscribe. I upload a brand new video every Wednesday. Thank you for being part of the Disney family, and see you real soon.